We travel full-time in our 1989 Ford Sportsmobile. Because it's a Sportsmobile, we didn't do the interior conversion
the whole
itself.
build and everything like that. We didn't do that.
It came already done. So this week we're talking about the 5 things we hate and would change about our 1989 Ford Sportsmobile. Welcome back to the Rangeless Travel Podcast. We're your favorite adventure travel hosts. I'm Britt, and this is Ryan. Together, we travel the world by plane, train, and 89 Ford Sportsmobile. Every Tuesday, we share stories and tips to inspire you to book that next trip. So go ahead and don't be shy. Follow along with us at Rangeless_ on Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Let's dive in.
Number one. This is a big one. We don't have 4-wheel drive. We just have rear-wheel drive, and it really limits us in terms of, like, I find it the most is like finding a camp spot, like a remote camp spot, like a really, really nice one that's like looking out.
Yeah, and I think it's also like a state of mind thing. So like the first place we got that we were really like dispersed camping, right? We were on the beach, and we got stuck immediately, like before we even found our spot, or...
Within like 15 minutes, we were stuck.
We arrived and we're stuck. And then I think that that's kind of just like carried over with us into looking for other camp spots, because we're like, that spot was not remote. There was a lot of people there. So luckily, like within 5 minutes, someone drove by. We have all the stuff to like...
Yeah, we have like a recovery straps and like winches, not a winch, but like shackles and things like that. We can get out. We got the traction board.
Yeah, as long as we have someone else there, right?
Yeah.
So someone came through and was able to help us, but we're nervous about finding more remote spots because we don't want to be stuck and it be so remote that there is nobody coming to help.
Yeah.
And I think if we had 4-wheel drive, it would alleviate that stress of being like, oh, we can't, especially with our plans of going to Alaska.
Yeah.
And we want to find like these beautiful, super remote spots. And we're just like, I don't know if she can make it in and out.
Yes.
So
that's like a big limiting factor. That's pretty much the only reason that we miss the 4-wheel drive, that we don't have it. It's just for campsites, really. For finding the remote dispersed campsites.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Really. So, and I've heard a lot of van lifers and RV people talk about how like they don't have 4-wheel drive and they wish they did. So if it's something that you're looking into getting, maybe just go ahead and go with the 4-wheel drive. Mm-hmm. So it's not something you have to worry about and upgrade later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our second thing.
Is our shower is not easily accessible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I think the bigger issue than the shower is our water tank's not really big enough for us to even take a shower.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably the bigger, like, underlying issue for everything is the water tanks.
Yeah, so our shower is in the back of our van, and I mean, they like have all the stuff that you could use it inside the van, but like it's the only way you could shower inside the van, whether the top is popped or not, is if you sat on the toilet and showered. Yeah. And like it's not, and then no.
It's not great. It's not ideal.
And then you could shower outside of the van, but we have a bike on the back, so we have the rack for the bike and the hitch and all of that stuff. So the bike would have to come down. The hitch is like in your way, so you're standing super awkwardly, but you could do it. And then we even talked about, hey, I think we could put like a shower head type
attachment on the kitchen sink.
On our kitchen sink, because you could swivel around and use it. But at the end of the day, that's fine. All of these things are great options. But we have a 22-gallon water tank under our futon. And with 22 gallons, that needs to last us
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It doesn't. It flat out doesn't work. We don't even shower with the water in the tank.
We don't even drink the water in the tank.
We don't even drink that water. We use it just for washing up, brushing our teeth, washing our face.
Yeah.
And that's it. And we get about 2 weeks out of it because we supplement the water that we use in our tank with 2 5-gallon drums of fresh drinking filtered water. Yeah.
And with 2 of us and the 2 dogs who may drink more than we do, we go through easily like 2 gallons of water a day.
Yes. And
so there's just no room for our water supply for us to even be able to shower. So I think if if we could change it, we would get a bigger water tank.
I would double it at
Yeah.
the minimum, yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's a lot of weight
Like
to
a
carry.
50-gallon water tank instead of a 22-gallon. But I don't think that we'd be overweight. Like we can't.
No, we can't. We don't have the additional weight capacity on our van right now to add in that much extra weight. We're right on the cusp for our van's like suspension, what it's allowed to carry. So we don't want to go any more than that. And
Yeah.
water weighs a surprising amount when you're talking about like 50 gallons of
Yeah.
water.
So we hate that we don't have enough water to take showers.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, but I mean, like
But we
worked.
took showers today
We did.
at a YMCA, and I'm like a whole new gal, and I
Yep.
love it. So that's what we do instead. But if we could change it, or in our next build,
Bigger water tank.
bigger water tank.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The next thing we hate about our van is it's a pop top.
Yeah.
I hate that it's a pop top
Mhm.
because when I'm trying to do first of all, you can't be stealth. So
No.
if you pull up somewhere and you pop the top,
Everyone knows.
Everyone
you're there, and you're living
knows.
in it, and that yeah.
everyone knows. There's no sneakiness about that. And when it's not popped, you can't cook. You can't really move around. You can't get dressed.
It gets way too hot.
It gets super hot. Yeah. So like, I hate that it's a pop top.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love that it's the option of being a high top, but like I go to the grocery store, like for example, like we go to the grocery store, right? Or we go to the laundromat and we try to like run errands in town. If I want to put away the groceries and I want to put away laundry, we have to pop the top, which means like all the latches need to come down. It has to be popped up. Then the bed has to fold away. And then now I can start doing what I need to do to put the laundry away and get the groceries away and everything like that. But now everyone knows we're in there.
Yeah.
Because the top is popped. And then we start running into issues. Like we were at a Trader Joe's and like the woman like comes, like I just did grocery shopping at Trader Joe's. We're in there trying to put the Trader Joe's groceries away in the Trader Joe's parking lot.
Yeah.
And there the
Security
security's
guard
coming
shows
out
up.
like trying to kick us out.
You gotta move. We just spent like $100 in
Yeah.
Trader Joe's. Like we're just trying to put the stuff away so we can leave. We're not trying to set up a camp here. We're just trying to get out of here.
Yeah, we're just trying to put the groceries away so that we can go down the road. And I just feel like in a high top that may be less of an issue.
Yeah, the other real drawback to the pop top is we both sleep up top, and there's no real like good solution for this with the way things are right now is, so if Britt wants to get up in the morning and go and do something or do anything or get up and get ready for the day, and she usually gets up earlier than I do,
Yeah.
the bed has to be taken down to do anything, to get to anything, to cook, to get in the wardrobes, to do any of that, to use the bathroom. The bed has to come down.
Yeah. So number 4 is no fixed bed.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's ways that we work around it. Like if I know I want to get up in the morning and go for a run or go work out or whatever, like I get my clothes the night before and I put them out front, and then like there's a small space where you can get changed and like stand up when the bed's out. But like if I wasn't proactive and got everything I needed together the night before, I can't do anything. And then I wake up and I'm frustrated because I'm stuck because Ryan's still in the bed and I can't get anything done. And that even goes with like trying to get up in the morning and work. Like I work the best in the morning. Ryan works the best late at night. So late at night, it's a little bit frustrating because like I'll go to bed earlier than he does, but where he sits and his work stuff's already out, so he just kind of stays where he is. And
Yeah, so it doesn't really affect me too much.
yeah, it does his thing. But in the morning, I put all my work stuff away at night, and there's nowhere for me to like keep it out. So I can't get to it.
Yeah.
I can't get to it. There's nowhere for me to like get to it.
So I have to get up at the same time.
Yeah, so Ryan has to get up at the same time, which doesn't make him
I'm very
happy.
grumpy in the morning until I get my coffee.
Yes. And yeah, I can't really use the stove while the bed's up.
No, it's
It's too
dangerous.
close. It's too close.
It's too
It's a
close.
fire hazard. So like I really can't even like make him a cup of coffee and be like, hey, wake up. No. So I wish we had a fixed bed. I wish we had a fixed bed.
Yeah.
It would be much
And like
nicer.
it makes things a lot easier too, because you don't have to like, you're effectively breaking and making
the bed
the
every
bed
day.
multiple times a day, because sometimes she works from it. Sometimes like one of us wants to go and take a nap. Sometimes like we have to get to the back, so like we have to push it up.
And
do
that
all
means we have to store all of our blankets and bedding and the pillows and
it just takes time. It takes up space.
and it takes so
somewhere
much
else.
space. Yeah.
Like-
the only good thing I can say about the bed is because it is lofted up high, the dogs can't get to it. So
Yeah.
like when it's raining or something like that, like the
They're
dirt,
muddy.
they're muddy.
Yeah.
They are sandy. They are salty. They can't come in and get onto the bed, and that's
Really
probably
nice.
that's really nice. It's the reason why when I was looking for vans, I went with that pop top lofted bed, is so that they couldn't just like make the bed disgusting. But looking back, I think I would just bite the bullet and I would get a fixed bed next time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's definitely in our next build. That's what's going to be there. Fixed
Yeah.
bed.
And number 5, things that we hate about our 1989 Ford Sportsmobile.
We have an RV toilet with a black tank in our van,
Yeah.
which has its pros. Like it's very like useful for times when you need to use the bathroom and
Yeah.
all of that. But it definitely has its drawbacks compared to like the alternatives that are out there. Namely for us,
Sorry, I had a bug crawling up my drink and I blew it off.
that's good. Namely for us, our ideal would be a composting toilet.
Yeah.
We have an RV black tank toilet. It's not ideal because it gets filled up like pretty quickly. It also, even before it's full up, it stinks.
Yeah,
It
like,
stinks. There's nothing you can do about it. We put the little thingies in that are
It
supposed to
stinks.
neutralize the smell. It
and
stinks.
it's just for number 1.
Yeah, we haven't pooped in it.
We have not.
We
pooped
have
in
not
it.
pooped in that toilet because we don't want to deal with that. But
But it's there in case of an emergency.
in case we have to, one day we will. But right now, I don't want to do that.
But yeah, it smells. And at least with a composting toilet, you could take the pee jug and you empty it every day. So,
Yes, so the smell doesn't permeate the entire van.
yeah.
You can also set them up with like a vent that goes outside, the composting toilet. Ours has a vent that goes outside, but it don't work too well, especially if you drive with the windows down. It doesn't work at all.
Yeah. So I think in our next builds, or if,
Composting toilet.
yeah,
Or like those fancy incinerator ones, but I think composting is probably a better idea.
yeah,
More affordable. And the other thing with the black tank is obviously it gets full, you have to empty it. And let me tell you, it's really, really annoying.
it's Ryan's job.
It's my job. We have to empty it like every 3 days if we're using it. And it's
Which we can't because like we disperse camp for 2 weeks at a time.
Exactly.
So like we can't empty it every 3 days.
No.
We really just use it when we're in cities.
Yeah.
And when we're in cities,
or on long road trips.
or on long road trips. But when we're in cities or when we're on long road trips, we're passing dump sites. So then we just dump it before we like try to dump it right before we get to where we're going to be camping or the
for-
area that we're going to be camping
Right.
in.
Yeah, and
Because we've made that mistake.
it's not ideal at all. You gotta flush it out with the water. You gotta hook up the hoses. Then you gotta try and put the hoses back. And our hoses and our setup in our van is underneath the van, so I gotta get down on the dirty ground, which
Right
God
in front of the
knows
dump.
what anyone else spilled around that area, because it's right around the sewage dump. And then I gotta slide this dirty poop chute back into the hole and lock it up, and it's really, really hard because it's like this much space underneath, and I gotta get down on my hands and knees and put it away.
It's just not ideal.
It's just not ideal at all.
It's just not ideal.
And yeah, we might end up changing that.
Yeah.
We might end up changing that and ripping out the black tank.
That's the 5 things that we hate about our 1989 Ford Sportsmobile that we are either going to change or that we will do differently in our next build.
Yeah.
If you want more from us, you can follow us at Rangeless_ on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts, TikTok, and Instagram. Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.